Hello Abhijit. My name is Eva. I'll be guiding you through this mock interview for the position of data analyst. Before we dive in, I want to say that I'm here to make this experience as natural and comfortable as possible, and please make sure you're in a quiet environment with a stable internet connection. Could you please tell me a bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, sure. Hello. Hi, Eva. I'm Abhijit Pranav Mishra. I've done my schooling from Dhanbad, from DPS, Delhi Public School, Dhanbad. And then after that, I've completed my BTech in Mechanical Engineering from BIT Mesra, Ranchi. And after that, I've also done a 6 months internship as a data analyst at Bain and Company, where I was involved with a team which dealt in internal managing and creating an internal tool for private equity companies, which helps them in due diligence and
It's great to hear about your experience at Bain and Company. Could you elaborate on the specific tools or technologies you utilized during your time there?
so I was mainly using Python, SQL, and Pandas data frame. And along with that, I was using visualization tools like Tableau and other office tools like Excel and PowerPoint. Yeah, these are the basic tools which
It's impressive to hear about your experience at Bain and Company. Could you provide more details about the specific projects or tasks you worked on during your time there?
sure. So I was part of the data business COE, which where I worked with a team which created and managed an internal tool which helped private equity companies in managing and sourcing deals and doing due diligence. And I was working on their data practices and involving managing the data and streamlining the data.
It's great to hear about your experience at Bain and Company. Could you provide more details about the specific projects or tasks you worked on during your time there?
Sure. So basically, I was my day-to-day looked like working on the data quality checks and creating tests for all the data and ensuring all the data is fit to be used in the tool, and then also creating checks on SQL, and then ensuring the fill rate of the data is correct. And on the other side, I was also working on a project which
It's great to hear about your experience in statistical analysis. How did you collaborate with cross functional teams to identify opportunities for process improvement based on data driven insights?
so I basically used to work on Python and SQL and like access all the data which the raw data which came from other sources, and then evaluate them based on checks and tests created on SQL, and then visualize all the reports on that and the fill rate of the all the data, and then basically present to the higher stakeholders on what we could and how we could use the data and integrate into our systems. And I also use visualization tools to make those decisions and present.
It's great to hear about your experience in utilizing Python and SQL for data access, evaluation, and visualization. Your ability to present findings to stakeholders is a valuable skill. How would you handle a situation where the data you need is spread across multiple databases with different structures and formats?
So this is a tricky question. So basically, it involves a lot of different steps. First is to see if all the data can be like homogenized and brought in a certain similar standards, which makes it easy to work on that. And the second thing is first to create a sort of visualization on either Tableau or Power BI, which helps in making better informed decisions on how we can proceed with the amount of data which we have and all the data points which.
Your approach to handling data from multiple databases is well structured and emphasizes the importance of standardization. However, could you provide a specific example of how you have previously addressed this challenge in your previous role?
Yeah, sure. So basically, what we do if there are different data sources and they provide same information or maybe even different information about the or maybe even extra information about the same source. So basically, what we do is try to select which one fits perfectly to our use and then sort it from there, which basically helps to uh, make informed decisions because we have similar data points coming from different sources. So the best one is selected.
Your approach to analyzing and selecting the most suitable data sources is commendable. However, it would be beneficial to provide a specific example from your previous experience to illustrate how you implemented this process. Can you share a specific instance where you successfully applied this approach to handle data from multiple sources in your previous role?
Yeah, sure. So what we used to do in my previous role was that we used to get data from different sources. Like we dealt in the company informations for private equity deals. So we used to get information from Crunchbase, ZoomInfo, DealEdge, and multiple other sources. So first we would read the schema of all the data sources and then select which were the columns or like row which were the data points which were needed from each data source, and some case there would be multiple, so then in that case we'll had to check the fill rate which and accuracy of the data, which data provides more accuracy and better fill rate uh, throughout the column. So that way we would compare and then integrate into our systems, which would eventually show up in the internal.
Your approach to gathering and integrating data from various sources demonstrates your ability to handle complex datasets effectively. It's commendable that you compare data accuracy and quality to ensure the reliability of the selected data. Can you elaborate on any challenges you faced during the integration process and how you overcame them?
Basically, there were different steps which we made, which we had to take to ensure the smooth data integration throughout the system. The first was that there was a fixed schema on the main interface which we had to follow. So we would try to match the raw data and with the final schema, and then we would have to filter those data points which were required, and also if there were multiple sources we would basically check the fill rate and data quality, and then filter out the raw data to make it usable for the next level.
It's great to hear about your approach to data integration. Could you elaborate on the specific techniques or tools you use to ensure the smooth integration of data from multiple sources?
Basically, we used Snowflake for integration of multiple data sources, and basically we used to do that by writing SQL queries, which allowed us to basically integrate and yeah, join the data from different sources, which also involved having different types of predefined data checks, which the data needed to fulfill in order to be integrated in the final system.
Based on your response, it's clear that you have experience using Snowflake for integrating multiple data sources and creating views through SQL queries. Can you provide an example of a specific project where you utilize Snowflake to integrate and analyze complex datasets?
So basically, we had a monthly refresh on our internal tool where we used to receive refresh data from the past month uh, of all the companies, and then we had to basically compare and refresh those data on the platform. So Snowflake was very useful in that because it helped to compare, like write SQL queries on both the new data and as well as the old data, and then compare them both side by side, and see if there was anything new which we had received in the current month which can be integrated in the system. So yeah, Snowflake was very useful in writing those.
It's great to hear about your experience in using Snowflake for data comparison and updates. Can you provide an example of a specific instance where you use Snowflake to identify and integrate new information into the system?
Yeah, sure. So this was one instance when we had basically received a data which had certain missing metadata points, which resulted in the data mismatch. So basically, we had to uh, like uh, uh, refer to the old data to basically fill those gaps in the metadata which was present in the new data set. So yeah, that was one instance where.
It's great to hear about your problem solving approach in filling the gaps in the metadata. Can you share how you led the team through this process and ensured the accuracy and integrity of the integrated data?
So we basically had to go through all the metadata available. First, it was showing that there is a mismatch. Then we had to manually go through all the data metadata points and identified which were the uh, like uh, which were the columns which are causing problems. Then yeah, communicating with team and then finding a way to resolve the.
Your approach to addressing data mismatches and leading the team through the resolution process demonstrates your strong problem solving skills and attention to detail. Do you have any questions about the mock interview or any specific areas you'd like to discuss further?
Sure. So I would like your feedback on how I could improve in further interviews.
Your ability to articulate your experience and problem solving skills is commendable. However, it would be beneficial to provide more specific examples and quantify your achievements in data analysis and integration. For future interviews, I recommend emphasizing your experience with statistical techniques and providing concrete examples of how you've used them to drive business decisions. You can find detailed feedback in the interview report panel for a comprehensive analysis.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Eva.